This is a movie I see not a lot of people have seen or talked about at all. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but I've been waiting for this movie for a couple months now. I have never saw the trailer for it, but the damn poster is so intriguing that I knew something was here. But at the end of the day, did I really like this movie? I had to say it's 50-50. I'm really not sure. There are some amazing things about this movie. I think Lulu Wilson, whenever she's with Croak, he doesn't have a name. He doesn't have an actor name, I guess. So Croak. Whenever she's with Croak, I think she's acting at her best in this movie. Every single scene with the two of them together is actually just so much fun. This movie, uh, to the bare bones of it is really just a Lilo and Stitch movie in live action, which I thought was really cool. And I definitely enjoyed this a tad more than the live action Lilo and Stitch because of that, but the problems in this movie are just too glaring to rate this as highly as I was hoping this movie was going to be. I think a lot of the acting in this movie sucks, which is so unfortunate because I don't know, I had a lot of hope. I didn't mind the cast when I checked it out before I saw the movie, and it just felt like everyone just didn't perform at all. Lulu Wilson was only good in scenes when she was with Croak, which is fine because maybe half of her scenes are with Croak, but a lot of the emotional stuff with her father and mother really just don't hit until the scene where her dad tries to beat her halfway through the movie. Other than that, I don't really. It just doesn't feel authentic. Amari Hardwick maybe gives the best performance of the movie, and even then, it's just like he barely appears in it. Uh, the father, I think, played by Paul Schneider, probably the worst acting in the movie by like a long shot, which is so unfortunate because I had the most hope for him. I didn't know his character, I didn't know anything, but I knew he was in the movie. He's just not. He's just really not that good in this movie, which is so fucking awful to say. Trey Romano is pretty fine. He doesn't really have many talking lines anyway, and Ren Schmidt is okay as well, but it's just not that impressive. I'm not really impressed by anyone in this movie. I think the best part about this movie is just Croak. I think every single time he's on screen, he actually looks pretty damn good. I'm 90% sure that's a actual costume because that looks like something I've seen on Twitter before. I remember someone making this type of costume and walking through a convention center before, but I think it looks really fucking good. The CGI with the mouth is a bit rough, but it's not too bad. I don't think the budget for this movie was incredibly high. It doesn't really look or feel like it, but Croak just looks fucking amazing. He looks like this cool hybrid between a xenomorph and a horse. And of course, he has the frog sounds he's making. Everything about him is just really cool. And some of his running scenes look a bit rough, but I think it's okay. I think Croak was the best part about this movie. But yeah, everything else is just so mediocre and forgettable. It's kind of a shame. I do think this is not a bad first like a directorial debut for Matthew Lauren Oates, but yeah, I think the bigger problem was the acting. Oh, the script writing was really bad too. I think in the second half of the movie, every single thing gets better. I think the script writing gets way better. I think the story gets way better. If the first half of the movie didn't exist, this movie would probably be like an 8, to be honest, 8 out of 10. But the first half of the movie is absolutely boring and awful. Every single line is just weird and doesn't feel real. Every piece of acting just feels like dog shit. I really don't know. The first half of the movie, if it just didn't exist, this movie would have been much, much better. But Xeno is going to stay underrated, and these bad reviews aren't helping, unfortunately. But hopefully, Matthew Warren Oates gets another chance at making a movie because this wasn't too bad for his first movie. It just there was so much that went wrong, and I don't think it was necessarily his fault unless he was the writer. I really don't know. Yeah, I'm giving Xeno a 4 out of 10, maybe even a 3.5 out of 10. I don't think it's that great, but in some moments it's pretty fun. Like I said, it does feel like a budget Lilo and Stitch movie, and Lilo and Stitch is one of my favorite movies of all time. So there's that at least. But yeah, the acting, a lot of the script, some of the shots in this movie just look really fucking bad. Maybe I can't even say that, but I don't know. Xeno is okay. No one's seen this movie. If you haven't seen this movie, I'm really not surprised. I really can't believe no one has seen this fucking movie. It's unreal. I mean, Croak is so fucking cool.